Welcome back to the social class, dear students. This is your second class in lesson number 3, History, Rural Life and Society. Yesterday we just concluded up to this. Today we'll start from peasants' revolts. So as I told you earlier, peasants are nothing but farmers. Okay, so revolts. The British rule in India brought about many changes in the agrarian system in the country. So, the British rule, when they came to India, they brought many changes in the agrarian system. What is agrarian? Agrarian is nothing but agriculture. Okay, in agricultural system, they made many changes. The old agrarian system collapsed, and under the new system, the ownership of land was conferred on the zamindars. So the old agrarian system was collapsed, okay, because they brought new system of agrarian, right? So after bringing new system, the ownership of land was transferred to whom? Zamindars. Okay, they tried to extract as many as they could from the cultivators of land. So these zamindars, what they did, they tried as much as possible to extract from the cultivators. Cultivators are nothing but farmers, peasants. Okay, the life of the peasants was extremely miserable. So their the peasants' life was extremely miserable due to this new agrarian system and because of zamindars. The life of peasants was extremely miserable. The various peasants movements and uprising during the 19th and 20th centuries were in the nature of a protest against of the existing conditions under which their exploitation knew no limits. So during 19th and 20th century, these protest was against the existing conditions. Okay, all the peasants, they were exploited, okay, without any limits. Next, Santhal rebellion started from 1855 to 56. So Santhal is nothing but it's a tribal people in Jharkhand. Okay, tribal people in Jharkhand. Santhal, tribal people in Jharkhand. Just for your notification, I am writing this. Okay, the first revolt, which can be regarded as peasants' revolt, was the Santhal rebellion in 1855 to 56. So this was the first revolt which was made for the peasants. So peasants, they started to revolt. Revolt is nothing but in Tamil we could say poradudal, poratam. Okay. The land near the hills of Raj Mahal in Bihar was cultivated by the Santhal. So this land, okay, which is the land which is near the hill of Raj Mahal in Bihar, this was cultivated by the Santhal. Okay, the landlords and money lenders from the cities took advantage of their ignorance and began grabbing their lands. All the landlords and the money lenders also giving money from that city, they took advantage of this and they started to grab money from the landers, okay, landowners. It created bitter resentment among them, leading to their armed uprising in 1855. So this incident, this created a bitter resentment, கசப்பான ஒரு அனுபவமாக இருந்தது, fine, for the peasants. Consequently, under the belief of a divine order, around 10,000 Santhals are nothing but, I told, tribal people in Jharkhand, okay, gathered under two Santhal brothers, Sidhu and Kanhu. So there were two Santhal brothers known as Sidhu and Kanhu, okay, to free their country of the foreign oppressors and set up a government of their own. The rebellion assumed a formidable shape within a month. The house of the European planters, British officers, railways engineers, zamindars and money lenders were attacked. So all these Santhal brothers, they started to oppose the foreigners. Okay, so They attacked European planters, British officers, railway engineers, zamindars, and money lenders. The rebellion continued till February 1856 when the rebel leaders were captured and the movement was put down with a heavy hand. The government declared the Parganas so that their lands and identity could be safeguarded from external encroachment. Next, so picture of Santhal rebellion. This is in your book itself. Next, Indigo revolt held from 1859 to 60. The Bengal indigo cultivators strike was the most militant and widespread peasant uprising. So indigo is nothing but it's a dye. Okay. Yes, indigo. Yes, indigo is nothing but it's a dye. D-Y-E. Okay, dye, which will be in very dark blue in color. Okay. Okay, the Bengal indigo cultivators' strike was the most militant and widespread peasant uprising. So, militant is nothing but ready to use force to get what you want. Okay, that is a militant in Tamil. They could say a porali. Okay, they started to stand against to something else. Okay, the European indigo planters compelled the tenant farmers to grow indigo at terms highly disadvantageous to the farmers. The European indigo planters, they compel the tenant farmers to grow the indigo plant, okay, in term of highly disadvantageous to the farmers. Okay, the tenant farmers was forced to sell it cheap to the planters and accepted advances from the planter that benefited the latter. So latter is here is later only. Okay, so the tenants, they could suppose to sell the indigo in a cheaper rate to the planter. Okay, there were also cases of kidnapping, looting, flogging, and burning. So in this case, there were a happening of kidnapping, looting, flogging, etc. Okay, for burning of plants and all, they will be doing against the tenant farmers. Okay, led by Digambar Biswas and Vishnu Charan Biswas, the riots of Nadia district gave up indigo cultivation in September 1859. Factories were burnt down and the revolt spread. To take control of the situation, the government set up an indigo commission in the year 1860, whose recommendations formed part of the Act 6 of 1862. The indigo planters of Bengal, however, moved on to settle in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. The newspaper Hindu Patriot brought to light the misery of the cultivators several times. Dinabandhu Mitra wrote a drama, Nil Darban, in Bengali with a view to drag the attention of the people and the government towards the misery of the indigo cultivators. So this is the picture of indigo revolt. Next one is Pabna revolt. Pabna, it's a city in Bangladesh. Pabna is a city in Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Okay, it's a city in Bangladesh. Pabna peasant uprising was a resistance movement by the peasants against the oppression of the zamindars. It originated in the Yusuf Shahi Pargana of Pabna in Bengal. It was led by Keshav Chandra Roy. The zamindars routinely collected money from the peasants by the illegal means of forced levy, Abwas is nothing but tax. It's a tax. Okay. Enhanced rent and so on. Peasants were often evicted from land on the pretext of non-payment of rent. Large crowds of peasants gathered and marched through villages, frightening the zamindars and appealing to other peasants to join with them. So they started to stand against zamindars. So all the peasants, they started to make a large crowd, okay, and they gathered and marched through the village in order to frighten the zamindars, okay, and they went to appeal to the to other peasants to ask them to join along with the crowd. Funds were raised from the riots to meet the crowd cost. They started to raise funds for the riots. Riots is nothing but poratam, right? The struggle gradually spread throughout Pabna and then to the other districts of East Bengal. This struggle towards the zamindars, they started to spread throughout the Pabna. So Pabna is nothing but it's a city in Bangladesh, I told, isn't it? Okay. Everywhere, agrarian leagues were organized. The main form of struggle was that of legal resistance. There was very little violence. It occurred only when the zamindars tried to compel the riots to submit to their terms by force. There were only a few cases of looting of the houses of zamindars. A few attacks on police stations took place, and the peasants also resisted attempts to execute court decrees. Hardly zamindars or zamindars' agent were killed or seriously injured. In the course of the movement, the riots developed a strong awareness of the law and their legal rights and the ability to combine and form association for peaceful agitation. So this is the picture of peasants' revolt. You could have this in map skill. Okay, so here they have given about peasants revolt. You could see in page number 30 in your book. So Punjab, in Punjab it held from 1890 to 1900, and here Champaran from 1917 to 18, Santal 1855 to 56, what we saw now, Indigo 1859 to 60, Pabna 1873 to 76, and here you could see Kedah 1918 and Bardoli 1929 to 30 and Deccan 1875, and here you could see Mopla 1921. So these were the places where peasant revolts held. Next one is Deccan riots 1875. In 1875, the peasants revolted in the districts of Pune. That event has been called the Deccan Riots. So the Deccan Riots was called because it was held in Pune, okay, which is in Maharashtra, right? So peasants, they started revolting in the district of Pune, okay. The peasants revolted primarily against suppression of local moneylenders who were grabbing their land systematically. The uprising started from a village to Pune district when the village people forced out a local moneylender from the village and captured his property. Gradually, the uprising spread over 33 villages and the peasants looted the property of Marwari Sahukar. The uprising turned into violent when the Sahukar took help of the police. It was suppressed only when the army was called to control it. However, it resulted in passing of the Deccan Agriculturist Relief Act, which removed some of the most serious grievances of the peasants. The next one is Punjab Peasant Movement 1890 to 1900. The peasants of the Punjab agitated to prevent the rapid alienation of their lands to the urban moneylenders for failure to pay debts. The British India did not want any revolt in the province, which provided a large number of soldiers to the British Army in India. In order to protect the peasants of the Punjab Land Alienation Act was passed in 1900 as an experimental measure to be extended to the rest of India if it worked successfully in the Punjab. The act divided the population of the Punjab into three categories wise: the agricultural classes, the statutory agriculturist class, and the rest of the population, including the moneylenders. Restrictions were imposed on the sale and mortgage of the land from the first category to the other two categories. So, this is the picture of Champaran Satyagraha in the year 1917 to 18. We will see what it is. The European planters of Champaran in Bihar restored to illegal and inhuman methods of indigo cultivation at a cost which was wholly unjust. So, European planters, they of Champaran is a place, okay, in Bihar, okay, they restored to illegal, inhuman methods in order to cultivate indigo, okay, in a higher cost. Under the Tinkantiya system in Champaran, the peasants were bound by law to grow indigo on 3/20 part of their land and send the same to the British planters as price fixed by them. They were liable to unlawful extortion and oppression by the planters. Mahatma Gandhi took up their cause. The government appointed an inquiry commission of which Mahatma Gandhi was a member. The grievances of the peasants were inquired, and ultimately the Champaran Agrarian Act was passed in the year 1918 in the month of May. Next one is Kheda, that is Kaira Satyagraha, 1918. In the Kheda districts of Gujarat, due to constant famines, agriculture failed in 1918, but the officers insisted on collection of full land revenue. The local peasants therefore started a no tax movement in Kheda districts in the year 1918. Gandhi accepted the leadership of this movement. Gandhiji organized the peasants to offer Satyagraha and opposed official insistence on full collection of oppressive land revenue despite the condition of famine. He inspired the peasants to be fearless and face all consequences. The response to his call was unprecedented, and government had to bow to a settlement with the peasants. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel emerged as an important leader of the Indian freedom struggle during this period. The next one is Mopla Rebellion. The Muslim Mopla or peasants, okay, Mopla peasants of Malabar was suppressed and exploited by the Hindu zamindars, that is Janmas, and British government. This was the main cause of revolt. The Mopla peasants got momentum from the Malabar District Conference held in April 1920. This conference supported the tenants' cause and demanded legislations for regulating landlord-tenant relations. In August 1921, the Mopla tenants rebelled against the oppressive zamindars. In the initial phase of the rebellion, the Mopla peasants attacked the police station, public offices, communication and house of oppression landlords and money lenders. By December 1921, the government ruthlessly suppressed the Mopla rebellion. According to an official estimate, as a result of government intervention, 2037 Mopla rebels were killed, 1,650 wounded, and more than 45,000 captured as prisoners. So, the picture of Mopla prisoners. Next one is Bardoli Satyagraha. In 1928, the peasants of Bardoli, that is Gujarat, started their agitation under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in protest against the government's proposal to increase land revenue by 30%. The peasants refused to pay tax at the enhanced rate and started no tax campaign from 12th February 1928. Many women also participated in this campaign. In 1930, the peasants of Bardoli rose to a man, refused to pay taxes, faced the auction sales, and eventual loss of almost all of their lands but refused to submit to the government. So, this is a picture of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. However, all their lands were returned to them when the Congress came to power in 1937. This is the picture of Bardoli Satyagraha. We'll just recap the lesson. The British government in India did not adopt a pro-Indian agriculture and land revenue policy. Lord Cornwallis introduced permanent settlement in the year 1793. Right-wary system was introduced by Thomas Munro and Captain Reed in the year 1820. Mahalwari system was a brainchild of Holt Mackenzie. The land near the hills of Rajmahal in Bihar was cultivated by the Santals. Dinabandhu Mitra wrote a drama, Nil Darpan, in Bengali. In 1875, the peasants revolted in the districts of Pune. That event has been called the Deccan Riots. The Punjab Land Alienation Act was passed in the year 1900. In August 1921, the Mopla tenants rebelled against the oppressive zamindars. The peasants of Bardoli, that is Gujarat, started their agitation under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, children, we have completed the lesson. Go through the lesson and read the lesson and study the question and answer. Thank you and take care.